Hey YouTube, today we're going to be making mint French macarons for St. Patrick's Day. First we're going to be making candied mint leaves. So we're going to need 12 washed mint leaves, some granulated sugar. The sugar isn't as fine as regular granulated sugar, and 1 egg white slightly beaten. So we're going to get a mint leaf and coat it with the egg white. And then going to dip it in the sugar. Now we're going to let these dry. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. To make the macaron shell, you're going to need 110 grams of icing sugar, 60 grams of flour, 40 grams of sugar, 2 egg whites, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of peppermint or mint extract. Now we're going to sift together the icing sugar and the flour. Now with a whisk, we're going to mix this together until combined. Set that aside. Next, we're going to make our meringue. So we're going to put the egg whites in a mixer, and we're going to mix that until soft peaks form. Add all of the sugar and continue beating until stiff peaks form. Now, add the 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint or mint extract and some green food coloring, and continue to mix. Alright, now my meringue is done. I added a bit of a darker green because I decided that I wanted my green to be a bit darker and less vibrant. Now we're going to add all of the flour mixture, and we're going to do the important step called the macaronage. In this step, we're just sort of trying to gently mix it together. You don't want to start super hard like you would for other kinds of batter. You're just going to push it down and get it together, and by the end it should be sort of lava-like. Now we're going to pipe this onto a parchment-lined pan. I generally use 2 pieces of parchment paper. I find that it works best, but it's up to you. I generally don't use a tracer unless I'm making other shapes, but you can. Now you're going to have to do a couple wraps on the counter just to get all the air bubbles out, and if there still are more air bubbles, you can pop them with a knife. Let them sit for 20 minutes. Now put your cookies in the oven for 10 minutes. Our macarons are finished, and we can take them out of the oven and let them cool. For the mint buttercream, you're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of butter, 1 teaspoon of milk, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of peppermint or mint extract. I have put the icing sugar and milk and butter in a mixer, and now we're going to beat it on low. We're going to scrape down the sides and then put on medium-high speed until combined. Now add the peppermint extract. You can add more depending on how strong you want the mint flavor to be. And continue to mix. Scrape down the sides and then add the green food coloring. Now we're going to beat it for the last time. Now put your buttercream in a piping bag. So now we're going to match 2 similar sized shells. And we're going to pipe a little bit of icing onto the bottom. And there you go. Now we're just going to put a dab of icing on top of our macaron. And put on a mint leaf. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep watching our videos. Happy St. Patrick's Day!